up, world? CJ West here. Got my teeth fixed and shit. Yo, I can actually like smile and talk now and shit. That's a big accomplishment for me, because I ain't been to smile and like talking shit in a minute, bro. And I'm like happy as fuck. I hope everyone's having a blessed day today. I'm having a really good day so far. Like this phone I'm using right now, it hasn't worked in like fucking 6 months, yo, and it's a really good phone. And last night I fixed that bitch. I ordered a new charging port. I was high as fuck. I just hit a car. The cops fucking pulled me over. Well, not the cops. They didn't pull me over, but a rehab called the cops on me because I told the rehab I had a firearm in my car and I gotta put it away because I'm giving them my keys when I go into that rehab center. So I don't want anybody getting in my car and trying to find it. So this fucking dumb lady who was pregnant starts freaking out and she calls the cops. And I already gave them my keys and shit. I told them to pop my trunk and I gave them the keys. So I started freaking out. I didn't know they called the police, but I jumped on my roof of my car and I'm like, give me my motherfucking keys. And I started turning up and I had the gun nowhere near me. It was like under my tire and shit in my car. So fucking 20 cops, bro, like cut off one end of the street and cut off the other end, and I just see him marching like dun 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 dun, like fucking like it sounded like an army march or some shit. And there was like literally like 20 of them. There was a guy in the front with a rifle, 2 on the side of him, and they were all holding each other's shoulders. And they're like, put your hands up or we'll fucking shoot you. And I was used to that drill, and I was like, fuck, bro, they're really gonna shoot me if I do some dumb shit. I wanted to, but I know better than that, because I need to get the fuck out of there and get high. So whatever, long story short, they're like, can we search your car? I'm like, no. And they're like, all right, well, we're gonna let you leave, but if you get in that car and you do some dumb shit, we're gonna shoot you. I'm like, whatever. So I just left. I started freaking out because I was so damn high. I thought somebody was in my back seat, and I kept turning around and I was like going like this and shit. And I was on a, it's not pretty over there. And bam, I'm like, what the fuck? So I get out of the car and this homeless dude's like, hey, if you got any dope, give it to me. I'll hide it for you. And I'm like, man, shut the fuck up. So this old rusty ass crusty crab looking motherfucker gets out of the car that I hit. And he looked more fucked up than me. He's like, you been drinking? And I was like, yeah. He's like, shit, me too. And I was like, thinking in my head, well, he's more fucked up than me, bro. So I'm about to get the fuck up out of here. He's like, let me go get my insurance. So I was like, pulled off and shit. And the crazy thing about it is, the police were right there. They laughed when they see me do this shit. They fucking laughed at me. I'm calling the police because I feel like it's the right thing to do. And they're like, just call your insurance. We don't have time for that right now. Just call for your insurance. We're not sending the car out. I'm like, all right, bet. So I left. And then I started driving away. And my wheel, instead of it rolling straight, it was like, boom, boom, boom. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like driving like this and shit. I'm like, damn, I'm going nowhere, bro. And where I was fucking 3 hours from where I was supposed to go back to. So I was like, man, what the fuck, bro? So I fucking whatever. So like all that shit happened, bro. I forgot what the fuck I even brought that up for. But oh yeah, and so when I got in the car crash, I'm like, trying to like jam the fucking charger into my phone. And I split that bitch and I broke the fucking prongs that stick out, because it's like prongs, and it's the charger's like this, and the prongs, and I was like hitting that bitch every which way, and then like one of them clipped off, and the other one clipped off, and there was like one, and every time I would try to plug the charger in, I would see fucking, it would go zzz, like, and I would see the electricity, and it worked for like a week. I just had to fucking put it the right way, you know? So it worked for a week, and then it just was gone after that. And this was my favorite phone. It's a really expensive phone. It was like $200. That's a lot of money for a dope fiend. But so today I'm having a blessed day, right? And I wanted to make this video. Shout out to my dog Peasy, man. Thank you for posting that video, bro. Because all them comments that I was reading really makes me happy, bro. Like, it makes me happy to see that people are listening and people are taking into consideration the changes that they want to make in their life. Because I read a lot of the comments and I related to a lot of them. So shout out to Peasy for posting that and spreading love, man. You know, he was like, this gonna help a lot of people. And I'm like, damn, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that kind of meant something to me, bro, because I feel like I'm not just saying this shit for no reason. And I knew it was a good idea for me to start making these videos, you know, because if you're like me, bro, like, and like you had to do something to numb yourself, you know that sometimes when we look in the mirror, or when I look in the mirror, I don't like the person I see. You know, my head will tell me I'm fat. My head will tell me I'm ugly. My head will tell me nobody likes me. My head will be like, man, like, I hate you and shit like that. And it's not like that for me today, man. I'm not saying I'm perfect, and I'm not saying I grew out of it, but I'm working on it. I'm working on becoming a better person, and I'm working on myself to not feel like that. Because that's a fucked up way to feel. So, like, my head would tell me, like, man, you look stupid as fuck on camera and shit. Nobody's gonna listen to this bullshit that you're talking about. Well, come to find out, man, within a week, that shit got like 1,000 views almost. So, man, like, it's just crazy how the world works, you know? Whoever would have thought Evil Pimp, you know, would be posting a video like that of me? You know, I never thought that, but he's showing love, man. So shout out to Evil Pimp for that. Somebody's calling me right now. I don't know who it is, so I'm gonna block that bitch. What's he gonna say, man? So there were some things that I've been thinking about since that last video, right? I'm looking for a new apartment. I'm getting out of this place. Somebody tried to hit a lick on me at my place I'm living at now. They used to own the house, and they came I knew this person for a long time. They came creeping into my room at like 3 a.m. I just got off work, like maybe an hour before that, and I was barely asleep. And I look up and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, man? And he was so high, he's like, I'm chilling. And then he just runs out, but he was trying to steal my phone. So I'm like sitting there like, man, what the fuck just happened? So I get up, and like, this was a question I was gonna ask people. What would you do in this situation? Because I'm a felon. I own a firearm, right? An AR pistol at that. This dude was in my house. I don't own the house, but it was my house at the time. Not my house, but part of my house, you know, like I stay there. Would I have been justified to shoot this dude? You know? Because I'm glad that I didn't. I always say, like, when I see videos on YouTube, man, if that motherfucker would have came in my shit, I would have shot him. But luckily I didn't have the firearm near me, because the people in the place don't want that shit there, so I don't bring it, and I show them respect, and I do that. I don't bring that shit there. Nor do I like riding around with it. Like, the reason I got that is, like, if pure pandemonium breaks out in the street, you know, like, why the fuck not? Look where we're at right now, bro. Who says that shit's not gonna come this way, bro? Who said all that crazy shit's not gonna meet us here, bro? I wanna be ready when that shit happens, man. I wanna be fucking ready. If it happens. I'm not hoping that it does. I do believe we live in the greatest country in the world, straight up. I know we do. I know that we're privileged. You know, people in Africa say, they call people in like poverty places in Africa, they call Americans sons of the soil, because they feel that we're blessed. We're blessed to live over here. That's just the way life is, man. Like, I didn't choose to live over here. I do now, but I wasn't born in another country and brought over here. So I feel blessed to live over here, man. And I'm grateful that I do, because I know that I have a lot of cool shit that other people don't have going over here. Benefits, I mean, not cool shit. Benefits of living over here. It's not to say that I haven't had it hard, or not have had it hard, made it hard for myself. Because I did. I made that shit hard for myself, man. All the shit I've been through, all the shit that I did for dope, all the stuff I used to own, I gave that shit away, man. Nobody took that from me. I gave that shit away. I gave everything I loved away. Everything I loved. You know, I knew what I was signing up for when I came into that game. But, so that's the question I wanted to ask everybody. What would you do, man? I'm not saying you have to be a felon. Like, the idea is not to be a felon, but I'm glad that I didn't fucking shoot him. Because I know if they looked at my record, armed robbery, wearing a masker hood, committing a first-degree felony, right? I've been arrested almost 32 times. 32 times. That's not mean to say I've been convicted, but I've been arrested that many times. Most of them were because I'm a booster. I love boosting. They used to call me the Tide Pod God in Overtown, Miami. And I guarantee if you go down to Overtown or downtown Miami, you ask anybody, or you show them a picture of me, they're gonna be like, that's the dude with them fucking Tide Pods, bro. That was the dude with the Tide Pods. I was selling Tide Pods and Petty Perfects. You know, the pedicure things that you do for your foot. And the little dryer shits. I would sell the dryer things, the big ones, 2 for $5. And then the Tide Pod, the 72 count for $10. Because who doesn't want to have nice shit? And I shit you not, bro. People would stop traffic and pull over on the side of the road to stop me when I would have that shit. I was selling that shit just like dope. The second I got it, you know, I would see how the dope boys would do it. You go down to Miami, it's an open market dope game. They go, boy, 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 hard, hard, white, 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 you got girl, you know? They're yelling that shit at you. They'll even give you one free tester just to get you hooked and just to show you the quality of their shit. It's crazy, man, that's crazy. So I saw that and I'm like, fuck, I'm gonna do that, man. I'm gonna start stealing fucking laundry detergent. And by me stealing laundry detergent, guess what happened? Most of the time, I didn't get caught very much. But when I did, most of the time, the store would be like, just give it back to us. That's it. They wouldn't call the cops. Sometimes, because they would do that, and like maybe 3 hours later, I'd come fucking waltzing back in there doing the same shit. Because I didn't want to... I stayed in like a 2-mile radius for like years, bro. Like 6 years. I stayed in a 2-mile radius and didn't leave those blocks. Just stayed there, bro. You know, downtown Miami, Overtown. Like doing a big circle. They got a free little trolley, not a trolley, like a free little train that you take. And I just take that free little train. And then I would take the Metro Rail for free. I would never pay for a ticket. Then I'd take the Tri-Rail if I was going north. And never paid. But the people, they would look at it and be like, this is fucking laundry detergent. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Just give it back. But I've had some stupid bitch one time fucking try to yank the bag out of my hand with some old white dude. And I just gave it to him and I pushed him back. And it was like one of those grocery linen bags. I just slid it off my arm and just fucking pushed him back because they were trying to grab me. I was so mad about that. I called. It was at Kmart in Dania Beach, Florida. I called and I was like, let me talk. I was like, let me talk to loss prevention. They're like, hold on. They're like, yeah, loss prevention. I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill you and your fucking family, you piece of shit. Yo, and I fucking just hung up the phone. I was like, man, fuck that motherfucker, bro. You fucked up my hustle just then. I was mad as fuck about that shit, bro. But these are things that like I went through, man, and like they look at all these arrest records and they're like, this dude is not supposed to have a pistol. He fucking shot this guy that broke into his house. His name's not on the lease, but he's got somebody co-signing it saying that he's supposed to be there. He shot them. They didn't want him to have a gun in the house. He's got a high-capacity magazine. It wouldn't look good for me, you know what I mean? Even if it was out of self-defense. But what would you do? So that was one of the thoughts that I was thinking about, and one of the questions I wanted to ask y'all. And then there was some other like stuff I wanted to think about too, man. Like I was thinking about. So, would you sell your soul if you made music? Would you sell your soul to these corporations, or so to speak? Would you sell your soul to the devil to be famous? So, I was thinking about my music and how many songs I came out with in such a short amount of time since I've been back around, right? Because it's not bullshit quality, right? There's always improvement to be done. But if you look at somebody that is where I'm at, and you see how they mix their songs and the beats that they make, and how they rap, and you look at, you compare them, I'm gonna win all day. You know, I know my music is good. I know that some of my stuff is like whatever, but I know for the most part, the mixing is fucking on point. The sound is on point. Evil Pimp's always giving me pointers and like mentoring me about this shit. You know, I don't fucking ask anybody else. Who do I ask? I ask Peasy because he fucking knows that shit. He's been doing this shit his whole life, man. And if you listen to his music too, the only songs that like were a little rough were the ones with Creep Low. And look how far back that was. That was like what, 93, 94? But after that, every fucking song he made was on point and mixed fucking well and sounded like it was in a professional studio. So I asked him, man, I'm like, yo, how do you do this? You know, because the same way like I'm working my recovery now, and like I have somebody that has been through it before, so I apply that to my life now. And I think, man, I'm gonna get to a point where people are gonna start making me offers and shit. Would I be willing to rap about shit I'm not about? Would I start rapping about bullshit that I'm not really into? Would I start rapping about some fuck shit and making these, I don't know, like pop music? Would I be willing to do that? Now, not all pop music is shitty, but some of it is good, right? But that's just not me right now, man. Like somebody asked me, man, why don't you talk about recovery? Like, and I was like, what the fuck, bro? Because I want to let people know what it's really fucking like when you do that shit. I want people to really fucking know that when you're fucking with dope, okay, they add nice names to it, like lean, Percocet, marijuana, like these exotic sounding names, right? But they don't talk about the dark side of that shit, bro. They want to make it sound appealing, bro. And it's like hypnotizing. It's like hypnotizing people, right? You hear the radio, Molly, Percocet. You hear all this shit, and you keep listening to it and listen to it. You're going to become under the illusion that shit is okay. And that shit is fun, right? I wasn't receptive to that message when I was younger. Like, the message of that shit's going to fuck you up. I was like, man, fuck this motherfucker, right? Like, they don't know shit. What the fuck are they talking about? Like, I know what the fuck I'm doing. Shut the fuck up. And I didn't know what I was really fucking with. Today, I know what I did. And I know I wasted a lot of the time. But I really don't look at it as wasting. I look at it as part of my story. Right? And, like, shit I could help somebody else with. So, like, some people want to be famous because they like their ego to be rubbed, right? Fucking rub their ego and shit. Some people want it because they like the vanity part of it. Some people want it because they think that's gonna make all their problems go away. Some people want it for the money. Some people want it for the groupies. I don't want that shit, man. That's not what I want. I want to be on stage making music, and I'm gonna be. I want to be on stage in the studio making music and be fully self-employed by my music. Those are my dreams and those are my aspirations, and I'm gonna get there. Like, no matter what, I am gonna fucking get there. But I know I'm not gonna get there if I keep fucking around, bro. Like, look what happened to Lil Peep. Look what happened to Mac Miller. All these legends that made music, classic music. Look what happens to them. The dope game in the streets are undefeated. I'm gonna either end up dead, insane, or fucking in prison the rest of my life, and I don't want to be like that. Or homeless for the rest of my life, and I don't want to be like that. That's not okay with me. I have talent, and even though talent doesn't make the rap game, skill beats talent, and persistence beats talent any day of the week. Yeah, somebody could spit a freestyle or make some TikTok videos once or twice and think that's gonna be it. Whatever, bro. You gotta be persistent and keep going and keep going and keep going and keep going. Like that rapper Russ, right? Not my type of music, but he wrote a book that I read. And he talks about that. He talks about being persistent and not stopping. And just pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing and going and going and going. You know, always making the next song. Always doing the next thing. I'm at the skate park now, yo. I'm about to go skate. But I want to tell everybody, you're worth it. You don't have to live in pain. You can be who you want to be. And you could be your best self. Just apply that shit to your life. Get those fucked up people out of your life. Get those people that are trying to drag you down. You know, because you hang around a bunch of mediocre people and you know that you're better than just mediocre, of course you're gonna look good. But if they're doing bullshit that is slowly bringing you down, get away from those people, man. You know, I'm gonna continue making these videos. I love every single one of you. You all have something to offer the world. You know, I send my prayers out to the people in Ukraine. And I hope this whole war shit just ends, bro. You know, it's fucked up, man.